Okay, we're back.
Sorry, I spaced out.
No, we didn't space out. We heard creepy voices.
You always do that.
Rude.
There is no need to be that way. I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street. Where the voice came from. Where another set of eyes might be staring at me.
Creepy.
Nothing. There's only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to Rebecca parked her car. If I'm expecting to see someone or something there, I try not to let it show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the spit of my stomach.
So you got some other time?
Yeah, see ya!
Bye.
Another glance, with the final wave, we go off on our own ways. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, would be giving back that normalcy in my life, then so be it. I like that.
Saturday.
The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves, and without warning, I'm falling. My eyes snap open. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Hey, look, it's a Batcat!
Yeah.
Batcat!
That looks like my room.
Oh. Both my back and shoulders ache after I've fallen asleep all hunched up the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning light streaming through my window and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxembourg, or at least none that I can recall having. It's a shame, because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, but the more pleasant kind I tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone.
So you don't lucid dream like I do. You.
The knowledge that I'll wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to.
What time is it?
Habit forces me to look over at the clock, even with the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day.
Looks like 5.
I honestly can't tell. It's like 5 or 6.
Yeah, one of those.
In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel? Where's my towel?
I'm gonna guess 6. Admittedly, it's a weekend, as an unspoken rule that entitles me to extra hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will now. And right after what happened. Oh Lord, 1 box of donuts as a peace offering won't be enough the second time around.
Get her 2
Grabbing my
boxes.
towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom and a muffled ringing breaks out from my bag. There's a moment of indecision at first, my mind conflicted whether I should just ignore or go answer it. But what if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? Sheesh. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood, and it takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. The caller ID reads, Mama.
Huh?
Oh, it's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
That's an unusual time for them to call.
Usually it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather.
Hello?
Hello? Grace? How are you?
Aww.
Mama! I'm doing
Mama.
okay. How are you guys over there?
We're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought
doesn't
home a
EJ
medal.
is a brother.
I thought you should know.
She sounds like Higome's mom.
Yeah, there's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. Uh-oh. What happened? I wish there's something I could do for her. But from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are, Kiowa Jordan's already out drinking right now. Uh-oh. Again. I can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own, and, well, 8 Anne's financial situation isn't exactly great right now, having her ran herself knee-deep in debt.
Great! That's great! Tell him congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas. How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
How many siblings does this girl have?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Jeez.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing?
Mama Baba. It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach. From the way Mama's voice hitches, she doesn't want to bring it up either.
Papa. Grace, he's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds.
Sounds like he's sick.
But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well.
That doesn't sound like well treated.
Cancer, maybe? Leukemia, maybe?
Maybe a disease.
The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
That's why she got a job
Oh.
here.
I see. That's good.
I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with a sickness 5 years ago, he'd been unable to provide for us. Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rest on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little, accepting sewing and laundry jobs in our neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the costs of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. That's something that needs to get fixed. Poor people need health care too. I don't want to get political and all that nonsense, but still. If you can't afford to go to a doctor, they should be able to have, special things that say, hey, you can have this kind of treatment.
Something like that.
Something. We can't even expect help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything.
I'm sure he'll get better soon.
Uh-huh.
Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Silence. I start to think the call got cut until...
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa. And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Well,
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama, you taught me not to lie, yet look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition, too.
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
Ah. Kalan Kaui? I'm not sure. When are you coming home? EJ, the youngest, used to be the only person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a definite answer to? 5 years later and I still can't give them a straight one. I smile though Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her own plate as is. No need to weigh her down with unnecessary concerns.
Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion on the other end. The sound of gates opening, the voice of a child. EJ talking excitedly about his day at school, tapping feet on the floorboards as he runs. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him now that I'm not around? Did Mama rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them.
that's what happens when you move far away from family.
I miss them so much.
It's okay, Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
She sounds so much like Hugome's mom.
It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath in and shake away my thoughts beginning to swim inside my head. It's pointless to mull over these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again.
Gosh dang it.
No doubt Mama forgot to say something.
Mama? Did you forget anything?
No, then Rose.
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom.
Although you act
Are
like
you
it.
still sleeping? Hold on, never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Okay.
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday?
You guys
Am
know
I in
that's
trouble?
all?
Oh god, oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do I do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if...
No, it's nothing like
Donuts
that.
fix
Will
everything.
you calm down? Get
As long as
yourself
they're
here,
Krispy
all
Kreme.
right?
Yes.
I'll tell you everything then.
Not sponsored. I love Krispy Kreme though. There's a telltale din of several feet shuffling against a wooden flooring and indistinct yelling in the background before Rose cuts the connection. That isn't in any way comforting,
I'm pretty sure that was her boss yelling.
but it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone and finish my shower in record time. Forget the shower. Just sponge off. Dry shampoo. Shh.
Yeah, that exists for
Call
a
it
reason.
good. I make it to our office within 20 minutes of having left my apartment, completely disheveled and out of breath. A feat if I take into account my usual travel time. Routine clamor common to Briar Realty Corporation's Luxembourg office greets me as soon as my foot crosses the threshold. Papers rustling, telephones ringing at sporadic intervals, agents talking at varying volumes, staff moving about, and...
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees? What the actual fuck, guys?
Language.
Of all the times to disappear without notice.
My boss's words turn muffled as someone else closes the door to his office. Likely the work of our HR manager. Human resource. Throughout the past 2 weeks, he's been in a bad mood over a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but to no avail. The result
dead?
is half of their workload has been shifted to all the available staff as so to not lose clients.
Are they dead?
They could have just, skipped town.
So.
Why do you always go to the darkest things in the world?
Because I'm broken. Now look who's being dark.
She's gonna drive me to killing somebody, guys. Probably me. That's what happened to the last guy.
Hey, don't pick on Drake.
Not that I mind the extra work. If anything, it means I'll have more to send to my family back home. Although the rumors of a branch closure circulating because of this is indeed a bit worrisome. My bag barely touches the top of my table and Rose pulls me aside.
Here, I need you to help me with these papers.
Okay.
If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she thrusts a bunch of paperwork in my hands without explanation. A page flutters away from the top of the pile, and I lean down to pick it up, my eyes scanning the top of the page as I straighten. A purchase and sale agreement. Rose simply gestures her thumb in the direction of our visitor lounge when I tilt my head in question. There, seated on the sofa and looking completely out of place in the humbly decorated room, is the same couple from the day before.
The rights?
The
Yes.
Wrights. Something bubbles up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean one thing.
They're buying it? We got a deal?
She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve, although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy. She wants the sale to happen as much as I do, and now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed, yet documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there. Along with a foreboding feeling I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madam Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price.
Well,
as long as we
then.
get the paperwork done as soon as possible.
They're
If we
serious
allow
about
it, they'll
this
be paying
house.
up front, too.
Whew!
Even with that urban legend?
Rose nods.
Oh, I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Why?
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Thanks, fam.
Don't they have better things to spend money on? I'd haggle it down to the lowest price possible if I were in their place, especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit here. We're just their agents who are going to receive the hefty commission after all. Nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder, signaling that she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. It doesn't take me long to finish what work she left me. In fact, having our boss sign the agreement is the easiest, since it has put him in a better mood to the entire office's relief. Madame Hannah calls me over the moment she notices my presence at the lounge door. She's going to call us Isabel. She welcomes me with a bright smile, her movements more open than one would have typically expected from a passing client to have.
Oh, Isabel!
Yep.
How are you feeling? You looked awfully dreadful yesterday.
Well, that's subtle.
Thanks!
Isabella, I'm fine now, ma'am. I appreciate your concern.
I really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. Sweetie, it's because she doesn't care. She's rich. Rich people don't have to care. They have money for that. Regardless, I hand them their copy of the agreement.
Wonderful. Your team works unbelievably fast.
Which is so good.
Madame Hannah skims through each of them with a scrutinizing eye, checking every page for any inconsistencies and errors. Despite the unassuming impression she gives off, she appears fully aware of what to look for in the process contracts like this undergoes. It's surprising, to be quite honest. I haven't pegged her for someone who's well-versed in these things yet. Here she is.
Well, you never know what she was before she married Luke.
She shows some of it to her husband, and he responds with the same passive interest as if he's more than happy to leave everything to her. Ah, the brains and beauty. I can't tell if it's purely because he believes she's capable enough, doesn't care about what they are buying, or simply finds the paperwork tedious. Could be all three. Apparently satisfied with what she's seen, Madame Hannah clasps her hands together before extending us to a shake. Rose and I release the breath we've been holding, both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settles it then? Are you really sure about this property, ma'am?
Don't
Shut up, bro! Shut up,
We could
Isabella!
easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
It's good.
Shh! Something not haunted, perhaps? Just deal with it. Rose shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, "Don't make a scene, we're almost there."
Exactly.
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
It's haunted.
The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
It has a wine
Hell,
bottle.
that would still be a nice addition.
Oh, shut up.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually, love.
Love.
As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately. Shame she
How much
didn't have it.
We could have had more, Rose.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am. Within a week, I hope. We still have a housewarming party to plan, after all. You know how much thought should be put into those things.
There are servants for that, darling.
Rude.
I don't like him. I'm just gonna
No.
say it. I do not like him.
Shut up, Malfoy. No one loves you. Maybe
Wouldn't
Hannah
it
does.
be
but no.
better if we handle it ourselves? A personal touch of sorts.
I don't like
It is our
him.
housewarming party and our new home.
I somewhat like
No more than a
Hannah,
week,
but I
ma'am.
don't like her
Barring
husband.
unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us.
Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget,
Oh. She discreetly folds something into both of our hands and waits, a finger raised to her lips, demanding our silence.
I know both of you worked hard on getting us this beautiful mansion.
Bonus! Gimme, 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 gimme!
Did I mention we reward our people generously?
Gimme, 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 gimme!
This is... Ma'am,
Oh,
I can't
shut
accept
up
this.
before
Shut
your
up.
family.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us.
Small thing.
Can we be friends, Hannah?
Please.
I'd be willing to do your nails. I might chew on mine, but, you know.
Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
I like her.
She smiles sweetly, like this is simply the most normal thing to do in the world.
Oh, before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plans as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the house. You can do that, yes? Here's her contact. Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible. I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
Just like that, transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling even after they've left. Other agents would kill to have clients like them. I'd kill to be friends with them.
Uh-huh.
A part of me feels lucky about the fact that no lengthy negotiations, no sudden change of minds, just talk, signatures, and a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other part? A second ago, we sold a haunted property to 2 innocent clients. Sure, the commission's big. Big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization. Big enough to pay off all 4 of my younger siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll keep me away from instant noodle diet for months.
Dang.
I don't have to go back to the mansion as well once the deal's been closed, much to my sanity's relief.
Unless the priest thing goes.
But knowing that something's in there, and we gave it to the good couple despite that? Too
Again.
bad it's their problem.
The priest thing.
Oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell the house and get money. Papa won't be happy with that.
Don't tell him.
At least I've got good news to tell next time I go home. The little lie I told Mama this morning isn't a lie
Yeah, I was
anymore.
about to say, you
Well,
didn't lie to her.
the something. So how does it
Something.
feel?
Amazing.
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Memorable's an understatement, Rose.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too. Aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised.
Which is
What are you
amazing.
going to do with it?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
Not
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
She slings an arm over my shoulders and leans in closer to my ear as if though she's about to share a big secret. You're a dark individual and you're weird.
So are you.
That's why we get along.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food.
You're just
Didn't
begging
you
for
say
free
the
food.
last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one.
That's so
A
subtle.
few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
I don't think my
subtle.
apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move. Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
True.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But
That's
I did
true.
promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
She quickly removes herself for me to answer the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts from playful to professional in the span of a few seconds.
Today? Not a problem, ma'am.
I'm
I
guessing
could bring you a
that's
copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising there. She's one of BRC's top agents, no matter how modest she appears. Burke. A saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course, I learned eventually. Had to. But someone else will, without a doubt, do a better job. Though, once in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young and brimming with yet-to-be-fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Oh. Out of courtesy, I had never pressed on the matter further. But perhaps it's where the sense of fondness started. A small connection due to one's similar experience in our respective lives, of goals we both let pass us by because of the circumstances we are in.
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there.
Would you
Thank
like
you.
a cup of tea, love?
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
Not since the first visit to the mansion. Why? No news from the HR yet?
Obviously
None
not.
at all. Boss thinks he ran away.
Bye.
I
Possible.
doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. Must be another
How
reason.
kind. Burn.
Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
She throws a wave over her shoulder as she rushes out of the office. The lunchtime bell sounds shortly after, followed by the chatter of fellow agents also heading out for a much-needed break. Ordinarily, there's no need for me to go out. But oversleeping didn't allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today. If one considers taking an instant noodle cup from my pantry packing your lunch. Time to make good on the promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Maybe invite Zach and Ash, too. And I think we're going to leave this one here, you guys. This
Yeah.
seems like a good place to stop for today.
That was fun.
Let's check our stats, see where we're at real quick.
Hopefully we fix it with Becca at lunch.
Hopefully.
Okay, we got more with Zach.
Hey, Zach's up.
Yay.
Go yay.
But why
Yay
is it
for
Rose
us.
on there?
Well, I guess those are only the 7 characters you get to play.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
So-
the 7 chapters.
Yeah, they're each 7 characters, 7 chapters.
Makes sense.
And Rose isn't part of them, so
We just get to be friends with Rose and deal with that.
yeah. So, if you're watching this on VidMe, give it a like, a favorite, and upvote, and a subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, give it a like, a favorite, and a subscribe. And we'll see you guys for more letter later. Bye, everybody!